Hello, my name is Mark Spurlock, one of the Twin Lakes pastors, and thank you for joining me today. I want to begin by saying Happy Father's Day to all of our dads out there. Hope Father's Day weekend is special for you. And of course, hello to each and every one of you as well. You know, one of the things that I really treasure about Father's Day are the times when my kids would make a special Father's Day gift. They generally didn't have a lot of money, and so they would make something, and those have become treasures for me over the years. Here's one in particular. My daughter Anna, some years ago, made me this little card deck, picture of herself and me on it, and it says, Happy Father's Day, and I love you. I love you because you make really tasty dinners for me. Well, thank you, Anna. I love you because you always smile when I come home. Well, you make me smile. I love you because you watch cheesy Hallmark movies with me, well, at Christmas. And I love you because you love me too. Doesn't get much better than that. But you may have noticed there's a much younger dad in that picture. In fact, I blinked and my little girl, she just graduated from high school 2 weeks ago. She'll be going off to college in the fall. And that brings me to the thought I'd like to share with you, which is that time flies. It just goes by so quickly. And even though we know this, I think it's so easy for us, and I certainly include myself in this, we can have periods of life where we drift. We drift emotionally, maybe we drift just physically, taking care of ourselves. We can drift in various relationships. We could drift even intellectually. We just kind of lose our curiosity about things, perhaps. And we can certainly drift spiritually, right? And if you're like me, you tell yourself that, well, tomorrow I'm going to kind of, get back on the horse, or next week I'm going to make that phone call. Eventually I've got to have that conversation with that person that maybe we just need to sort some things out. But it's so easy to kick the can down the road, isn't it? It's so easy to think that there will be an endless stream of tomorrows. And yet we know that is not the case. When it comes to our days on earth, quantities are limited, right? And even if you live to a ripe old age, this is true. It's just going to go by so fast. In fact, the Bible says that Moses, remember Moses? Bible says he lived 120 years. 120 years. I mean, if anyone, could kind of take his sweet time through life, it would be Moses. He had a lot of years. And yet far from it. In Psalm 90, which is a prayer that focuses a lot on the brevity of life, he says at verse 12, he prays, Lord, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And what he's saying is, yesterday's gone. Tomorrow may never come. There's no guarantee. But what you have is right now. You have today. So make the most of what you have right now. And that's wisdom. And so I just want to urge you, as I'm urging myself, to take inventory of the things that really matter most. What are the things that no matter what, I'm going to want to check that box. I'm going to want to have that conversation. I'm going to want to hold that hand. I'm going to want to make that phone call. I'm going to want to, cross the street and talk to that neighbor, or whatever it is that God is laying on your heart, maybe even right now. Let me just remind you, or actually let's let Moses remind all of us that our time is limited. So let's be wise about how we spend our limited time. Again, not to get too heavy on any of us, but those are good thoughts for us to have. And I pray that you will reflect on that and seek the Lord's guidance today and each and every day that he blesses you with. Well, for the time being, I hope that you enjoy the most of this day and that God richly blesses it.